Hello, my name is Esther Wojcicki. I'm an educator, journalist, and its mother. I've lived in Palo Alto for 50 years, have been a journalism teacher at Palo Alto High School since 1984, and have a passion for expanding the boundaries of education to further the minds of our students. I'm the founder, together with my colleague Paul Kandel, of the Media Arts Center at Palo Alto High School, the largest and most award-winning media arts program in the United States. Palo Alto School District is located in the heart of Silicon Valley and is well known for its rich tradition of educational excellence. Thanks to our supportive community and dedicated parents, teachers, and staff, student achievement in our schools ranks among the top in the state and the nation. Our outstanding schools help maintain our quality of life and keep Palo Alto a desirable place to live. It also keeps our real estate prices competitive. 10 years ago, over 77% of local voters approved the Palo Alto Strong Schools Bond to fund significant improvements to Palo Alto schools. These projects were completed on time and on budget, and Palo Alto has leveraged millions in matching dollars and private donations. However, this measure was only intended to address approximately half facility needs identified at the time. In order to complete the next phase of identified repairs and improvements, the PAUSD Board of Education unanimously voted to place Measure Z, a $460 million bond measure, on the November 2018 ballot. Voting yes on Z provides dedicated local funding to complete the next phase of repairs and improvements so our schools remain safe, accessible, and able to support 21st century learning standards. Voting yes on Z will fund many important projects like ensuring school facilities are accessible for students with disabilities and meet current seismic safety standards to help keep students safe in an earthquake. Measure Z will increase school safety and security by upgrading the fire alarms, door locks, and emergency communication systems. It will complete needed repairs and renovations at school facilities by replacing aging roofs, plumbing, electrical, heating, and ventilation systems. In addition to keeping our schools safe and modern, Measure Z will also provide the educational facilities needed to continue Palo Alto's tradition of world-class education. Voting yes on Z will provide classrooms and labs to support up-to-date science, technology, engineering, math, and robotics instruction, as well as facilities needed for our outstanding performing and visual arts programs. Measure Z requires strict fiscal accountability. By law, all funds must stay local and no money can be taken away by the state. Measure Z funds cannot be used for administrator salaries, pensions, or benefits. An independent citizens oversight committee and annual audits will ensure all Measure Z funds are spent as promised. Palo Alto's teachers, PTAs, and our entire school board supports Measure Z, along with many of our community's most respected leaders like County Supervisor Joe Simidian, Assembly Member Mark Berman, my former student, Mayor Liz Niss, the entire City Council, and Palo Alto Chamber of Commerce. We are fortunate to have great schools here in Palo Alto, and Measure Z will keep them strong for generations to come. Please join me and parents, teachers, and community leaders in supporting the continued success of local Palo Alto students by voting yes on Measure Z. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mark Hinkle, and I'm president of the Silicon Valley Taxpayers Association. In 2008, just 10 years ago, voters in the district passed a $378 million bond measure to do the following, and I quote, "to accommodate enrollment growth," unquote. But enrollment has declined down to 12,287 students in the 2016-17 school year. I guess their crystal ball was in the shop for repairs. Now they want to provide, quote, provide classrooms, labs supporting science, technology, and engineering, unquote, none of which they apparently provide today. Everyone knows, especially in Silicon Valley, that technology bought today will be obsolete in 4 to 5 years or sooner. So who in their right mind would buy technology now on credit via a bond measure and pay it off over 25 to 30 years? That's fiscal insanity, right? Insanity if you vote for Measure Z. The technology that the district previously bought over the years with past bond money has undoubtedly already been recycled, but the payments that you're still paying for will continue for decades to come. Vote no on Measure Z to stop this fiscal insanity. The district wants to spend $460 million to help 12,287 students at a cost of $37,437 per student, plus ADA funds of $19,334 per student that they get every year. Seriously, that's a lot of money. But that $460 million bond measure has to be paid back and will likely double the cost with interest and principal payments. The district ADA spending per student is 158% of the California average. So they clearly already have more than enough funds to provide everything this bond measure promises to provide, but without this whopping big tax increase. Just say no to fiscal insanity. Vote no on Measure Z. For Palo Alto taxpayers, there are 3 separate tax measures on the ballot in November. Measure A, a sales tax increase. Measure E, a transit occupancy tax increase. And Measure Z, the Palo Alto Unified School District $460 million bond measure. Countywide, there are 24 tax measures on the November ballot. Santa Clara County has a severe housing shortage, and these tax increases will only make the crisis worse. Santa Clara County has a severe housing affordability crisis, and these 24 tax increases will only make the crisis worse. California has more people under the minimum poverty level than any other state in the nation. Voting for Measure Z will only increase poverty. Most folks fall into 3 categories. 1, I pay too many taxes. 2, I pay about the right amount of taxes. And 3, I don't pay enough in taxes. If you're in Group 1 or 2, you should vote no on Measure Z. And if you're in Group 3, remember you can always volunteer to pay more without forcing your family and friends to do so. It's perfectly moral to reach into your pocket and pay for more government services, but it's quite another to reach into somebody else's pocket and force them to pay for what you want. That is immoral. In addition to the Silicon Valley Taxpayers Association, the Libertarian Party of Santa Clara County has also endorsed a no vote on Measure Z. For more information, please go to our website at svtaxpayers.org. Thanks very much for your time.